and actually they've changed a tiny bit. When you come in, what is the first thing that you do only on Mondays? Now wait, what? Who? Huh? Only Mondays? If Mr. Hudson is on his A game, yes, speaking about myself in the third person, I should have the week planned out by the time you guys arrive on Monday. Right? So I have our whole week planned out. The only thing that might change is if things get pushed, or if we somehow don't do 217 on Friday, right? But you can always cross things out or change them. So if you want to fill in your entire plan book, that is totally fine. The thing I waited to do till you guys were here to do it live with you is write what is due. But notice I changed what this says. Instead of saying the due date for the assignment, this now is going to tell you what needs turned in that day. So what needs turned in today? 211, right? What needs turned in tomorrow? 212, Wednesday.
214, 215, 216, 217.
So there you go. There should be no confusion on what is assigned when and what is due when. This should be 2 and 3. 2 and 1 is what is due today. You do not have a pencil. You need a pencil. Yeah, absolutely. Always check before we turn in. Guys, and some of you are going to get work back today that is a check minus because you turned stuff in with wrong answers. When we check it, you fix your work. So, it's okay if you have a check minus, and a lot of times it'll say see me, of just come see me. Don't fix it on your own. Now, sometimes it'll just be check minus, and you can fix it on your own, or you can come see me if you want to. But if it says see me, just come see me. 211 should be what's out. Please don't try to sneak and do 213. Otherwise, I just won't let you get it early in the future. 211, let's check it.
I forgot my math binder in my mom's car.
Oh, that's not a good place for it.
Yeah,
So, tomorrow, turn this in.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
It's okay, it happens. It happens to all of us.
My old math teacher.
I mean, I guess I've never left my math binder in your mom's car, but I've left it in mine.
Yeah, his car.
If you don't, and I'm married, if you don't have 112 and 114 coming back to you right now when I hand these back, that means you owe me something, right? That means that there's late work, missing, that you owe me. So if you get 2 papers back, that's a good thing. If you get 2 papers back, that is a good thing. So we should be checking our work up here. I'm going in alphabetical order. Guys, when I grade, I put papers in alphabetical order first, so you can guess when I'm coming around the room, it's alphabetical. It also kind of helps.
My first or last name.
Cool. It's always last name.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's a calculator.
A check is what you're shooting for. Do not expect a check plus. That is not the goal.
How do I get
Check is what you're shooting for. It would have to be a mastery assignment. A quiz or a test will be a mastery assignment. Some of you guys don't have your name tents out yet, and you're thinking that I 100% know who we all are.
You know
I
why?
know who about half of us are probably at this time.
Look at the
Very front side.
I is it's the letter after H.
I'm gonna just stick this paper
So I just
back.
I was about to say, I think you probably felt that.
Oh, gee golly.
All right, questions on 6. Questions on 6, or can I scroll on? Keep scrolling. Thank you, Lucy. Now I know who you are. I'm just being a jerk. It's just my policy. You guys need your name tents. It's gonna turn into your cheat sheet.
When are we gonna not need it?
I
thought you were making
force
Then I
Locking
should
the doors for me right now.
I'm sorry, I was just confused by the fact that Min is not in this class anymore, right?
Oh yeah, Minerva's in ELA now.
Okay.
Wait,
So-
where is Nick though?
Guys, a few people had their schedules changed to try to balance out some classes, and that might happen again later in the year as we pick up some more students. Like, we are already gaining a new student, like, I think Wednesday they're going to start with us. Yeah, Sam's friend, who was here last week on Friday.
Oh, Alex.
Is Ren? Oh, there you go. I was about to say, I think Ren is still in this class. Why am I struggling?
Will that be upsetting?
Sorry, I think my brain, like Alex said something here earlier in the day, and I don't know why. My brain just struggled with that. 2 and 4. Nice work. Noah, did you end up turning in 114? So absolutely not. Never, ever, ever. Okay? Put it away. Where's your 211? In your mom's car. I get that, right? But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be looking at this and like absorbing it and taking in, is that what I did? Were those the answers that I had? Math is never reading time. Okay? Also, what else could you be doing if you have free time right now? If you specifically don't have your stuff, what do you think I would prefer you to do? Read or math? Okay, you got this, man. Come on.
We're talking to
Did
Lucy.
Annabelle switched also, right?
Yeah.
I do have Liam. Did Violet switch, or are they just not here today?
Violet's today. She's in the hospital.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, for her or for family member? Well, okay, so let's not spread, like, hopefully that's not it. Like that could be it. You probably know what's going on. But, like, let's just all hope whatever is going on. Let's not spread, like, because it could be true, but, like, we don't need to spread anything around. Like, let's just hope that whatever's going on for Violet, they get back here soon. All right, questions on 7. I would think somebody probably would have already been trying to ask a question. So moving on to 8 on the back. There are other ways to split this up. Sorry, I realize now my purple doesn't show up very well. The scanner just kind of decides what colors it likes and doesn't like. Yeah, Isaac.
That's not very nice.
Yeah, there's only the area.
Yep. Yeah. So why do I not always give every answer? So if you're just copying my answer key, I will know. Right? So you should have perimeter and area. Guys, hopefully you can do perimeter on your own. You shouldn't need my help to do perimeter at this point.
Area's a bit harder.
Area's a bit harder, especially these are called complex figures because it's not just a rectangle or just a triangle, right? It's like multiple shapes put together. Any questions? Yeah. You should show what numbers went together. It's okay if you use a calculator to do the work, but you should write down what... So still write down the work that you did because especially then if you get something wrong, especially if you're doing something in your head, I need to be able to see where the number came from. Does that make sense? So like you don't need to show out, Zach, with me, you don't need to show out the long multiplication of 16 times 25. You don't need to stack it and show all the but show that you were doing whatever you did. Your numbers might be different than mine. But you should come out for 647 at the end. In 9, we are substituting the value they gave us. We are substituting. Oh, I forgot, so this won't be a thing today. But starting tomorrow and or like the rest of the year, we're either going to use highlighters or pens, and we're going to check our work so that I know that you checked it along with us. So why don't we go ahead and reach into these handy dandy buckets that I went to IKEA and bought for you guys, and grab a highlighter, or if you have a pen really quickly available, a Sharpie is probably not a great idea, especially if it's on the paper. So tap that, grab something more colorful and
Should I
like
just draw on my face on that?
You need a highlighter because I have
No,
some.
you're good.
Oh, no, I have it.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. If you already have a highlighter out or something, that's fine. Like, let's check our answers. Like, physically check our answers. Like, yeah, like put a check mark. So then I'll check it, and you'll have 2 checks next to every problem. So right now, what should be in our hands is a highlighter or a pen to physically check our answers. Then if they're wrong, we'll cross it out.
But I write.
If it's wrong, we'll cross it out and we'll rewrite it. Any questions on how to do these? You cannot just rewrite what the answer is. You gotta show work or else you're gonna end up with a check minus and you're gonna get to do it again. But that's up to you if you want to do it twice. Because if you got it wrong, how worthwhile is it to just write down what the answer should be? You have to redo it and get to that answer. So make sure you show at work unless you want to do it again. Guys, it's like you're in charge, right? Like I don't want you to do a homework twice. I have zero interest in that. But if you don't do it right, you better be able to do it twice. Ooh, that green is tough to see.
Highlighter.
It's giving me a bit of a headache.
That's a little bit better, maybe. Yeah, so I goofed up, so I scribbled it out. I goofed up, so I scribbled it out because I was writing in pen because I'm silly. But really, I'm just trying to color code all my stuff. If you did not get these answers and you need help, like if you can resolve it right now and figure out your issue, awesome. But if you did not get these answers and need help, you should come see me at AO or Extensions. Or like quickly, we can potentially go over it right now. Lucy?
I honestly have no idea what I did, and like I don't have any answers on my sheet. Yeah, I just left it blank because I have no idea what I was doing.
So,
Like I have variables, and like, well, like I don't think I have any answers.
what do you mean?
Well, like I have like writing on my paper, but like I don't think I have any like specifically number answers. If that makes sense.
I don't know if it makes sense or not, but
It really doesn't.
let's try it.
I literally have no idea what I was doing. Yeah, I tried writing something.
Hey, I hear you. Hey, friends. Something we need to get better at is the pile-on. And I hear this in other classes and at other times of the day, like out in the family room. This whole me too. This pile-on thing happens super fast and it doesn't help, right? Especially like when we, your teachers, are going to try to go over things for you. So like, I got you. We'll solve this. And now I'm distracted because y'all started the pile-on. Like, we get it. When one or two of you have an issue, we can probably make a pretty good guess more than one or two of you have the issue. We don't need all of you to say me too, and make me feel like a failure. Okay? So, these problems are meant to be tough, especially as we get back in the swing of doing math. Remember, you're doing 8th grade math right now. So, if you were to highlight, if you were to highlight, look, there's a bucket full of highlighters in front of you now. Guys, so I went to IKEA this weekend, bought you some presents, nice little treasure chest, use my resources. Right, I was getting tired of telling people go back to the back table, so now you got everything you need at your desk. A cable 84 meters long, boom, that's your total. That should get one color of highlighting, and then I'm going to change color. Because my brain is activated by color. Is cut into 2 pieces. That's another piece of information that I need. Katie?
I was gonna say something, but then I realized that it might distract me.
I mean, you already just said something that distracted me, so we might as well just say whatever the next thing was.
I would recommend not having purple and blue highlighters.
They're really dark, right?
Mixed in with these, because from my experience, people tend to steal them.
Oh, well, they were sure. Steal them away. They're really dark. I don't use them very often. I normally use yellow, green, pink, right? So, I mean, good suggestion. The blue and purple just make it a little hard to read, honestly. Up here, I can use blue, because it's not as dark. So, like, I can use blue here. But on your paper, it's a little bit dark. Your colors don't have to match mine unless we're doing something like color specific. One piece is 18 meters longer than the other. So guys, if we make the first piece, if you got it wrong, you should be redoing this right now. If we make the first piece P, just not to use X for everything, right? What could the next piece be? Y'all are trying too hard.
Other.
One piece is 18 meters longer than the other piece. We now made this one the other piece.
P plus 18.
P plus 18. And that will equal 84. Here's the thing. That's what my answer key says. But when you look at it all together, it's still kind of complicated. Like, it still kind of looks a little scary. I think we're at the bottom of the page, so I can't scroll further without going to the next page. So, like, x plus 18. It's the same thing I did. So, if we then, well, what's p plus p?
84.
Ooh, 2p. 2p plus 18 equals 84. What can we?
84 minus 18.
We can take away the 18 from both sides. Then I switch color because it activates my brain. And then we can divide by 2 because there were 2 pieces. Questions? All right, 3 tasks. If that's Val.
So I think about the final one, 210. There's another way, like I did, which is minus 9 from one side and then add it to the other.
Did you still get 33 for the one piece and 51? There you go then. Lots of ways to get Florida. All right, here's your 3 tasks. 3 tasks, and I'm not going to put them all in the same thing because they keep falling off. Turn in your homework. Pick up 213, which a lot of you probably already did, and pick up a blank piece of printer paper. I mean, or you can use graph paper, but like this needs reused anyways. Like this is going to be trash if we don't use it. So, blank paper, 213, turn in homework, third bin down, right? Third bin down. Or 211, yeah, my bad. Pick up 213, right? Get 213, turn in 211. You guys know what I meant. Check the board.
Oh, we have to turn into 1 2 today, so I did it today.
Well, that's good to hear, Zach. But does that mean that last week you just like lost track of what was going to be due? Yeah. I didn't know if you just got busy or, I mean, I don't ever assume if a kid misses a homework, they're like a bad kid. I mean, maybe you were just busy. Like, whatever. I kind of like to know. Like, guys, if you are, if you know I didn't get this homework done or I can't, like, come tell us. We would rather know what happened. Like, I'm just going to pick on Zach because we're sitting here, like, chatting with each other while we're waiting on you guys. But, like, if Zach comes to me and says, yo, I got practice tonight. I'm not going to be able to have this done by tomorrow when it's due. Can I turn it in late? I'd probably make a little note in my book and say, sure, you're fine. I'm still going to mark it missing, but I wouldn't put a timeliness mark on it because we talked about it. Remember how we talked about grades are split up into 2 categories? So his grade would be missing until he turns it in. But the effort grade, if you come talk to us, you did the effort thing, I wouldn't give you negative effort because you told me, right? Like, talk to us. We're humans. I know it's weird. On your blank paper, the blank computer paper that you just got, you want to write algebraic expression mat. Sorry that my handwriting is not as nice as my typing. But algebraic expression mat.
That's a weird word.
And then we're going to draw a big old rectangle with a line across the middle. Top part with a positive, bottom part with a negative. Algebraic. You don't need anything else on there, but you need this to be pretty darn big. So, like, just about the size of your paper. Ooh, by the way, because we should take a moment to do this. Your practice work that you just got back, at least a lot of you got back, that goes in your binder in your practice section. We keep them until the end of the chapter, when then we file them away in a filing cabinet. So if you have practice work sitting out right now, put it in your practice section, but keep it separate from like done practice and practice you need to do. You could just keep them in order, right? So your stuff you need to do would be at the back. Stuff you've done would be at the front of that practice section. So yeah. Grab these, Matt. Probably more the size that you need. This will probably run out of size. You'll be able to get no burn in today. You'll probably run out of size. You want it to be pretty big. So understand the algebraic expression, Matt, it would behoove us. Anyone know what behoove means? Yeah, it would help us.
Is that bad?
It would help us to talk about Stranger Things.
I love Stranger Things.
Whoa, okay, hold on. I forgot about this. No discussion about the new season.
Did you watch it?
No.
Oh
That's
no!
I'm 2 episodes in. So my Netflix broke. I was like in the middle of it and my Netflix broke and wouldn't let me log back in. And it was a whole thing that was like weeks ago, right before school was gonna start, and I have not watched it. No spoilers.
It took me so long
I
to
haven't even
finish.
seen
But
Stranger Things.
this,
My
this,
parents would rather die than let me watch Stranger Things.
Liam, because your hand is actually up. Thank you, sir.
I have not seen Stranger Things.
Yeah, at all.
I
Okay,
don't-
no spoilers at all. Okay,
Oh.
but I will. I mean, tiny bit of a spoiler that you'll know if you watch any preview for it at all. There's a place called the Upside Down.
That's all I know about
That's all. That's all the most people. Really. So the Upside Down is this running theme of the show that sometimes they literally kind of show like it is like right under the ground, and other times they show it in other ways. But like if we use this visual, it kind of helps us, especially because the colors. Up top, we got like more blue or white, like nicer kind of light. I mean, even though it's nighttime, it kind of looks like lighter or not necessarily evil. And down below, it kind of more so looks evil, right? So here is what I'm getting at with that idea. This is your algebraic expression, Matt. The right side up and the upside down. Because the top of it is your real value. Exactly what the tile is. Now, that doesn't mean it's positive. That does not mean it's positive. So you should write real value. Not positive. Real value. The actual. What it actually is. And the bottom part is the opposite. You can call it upside down if you really want to, but you don't really need to. I would put quotes on that if you call it the upside down.
Because upside down.
Negative, I would put quotes on that too. If you use negative, because that's not necessarily, like opposite. Opposite's the best word here. It's the opposite area. And how we do that with our tiles, blue is positive, red represents our negative. So if we started positive and we went across the middle line, we would become negative. If we started up here and went across, we would become negative. Now, this will make sense after we play with it a little bit. So, get out 3 1 tiles. Get out 3, and now if you don't have enough, we got plenty. Get out 3 1 tiles.
That sucks like the whole
Quit talking about Stranger Things. I hear you.
You just asked me. I just said the word Stranger Things. I asked if you watched it. Yeah, that's all we asked. Don't spoil anything I said.
I shan't
He
spoil.
hasn't watched it. I watched it. Yeah, but that doesn't count.
Don't watch all my trailers there.
All right, so here's the deal. If we put those 3 positive 1s up here, boop, 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 boop. What does this represent? 3. If I put these down here, this represents the opposite of positive 3. Now hold up, hold up, hold up. Look up here again. What does this represent?
Negative. Negative. It's.
Oh, two negatives
Opposite.
equal a positive.
If you will start like trusting me that how we say things is vitally important, I promise you will pay off in the end. And like guys, know that I'm never picking on like anyone specifically, but like some of you like to shout things out, which is great because then I hear like the things that we need to correct. This, give me your eyes, because I know we've got toys in front of us. This is not two negatives. This is not. Because the rule, two negatives make a positive, is a multiplication rule. Only. What this is, if anything, is minus a negative, but it's not even that. What this is, and we should probably put this in our notes, because a lot of us would be real bad with this. So, let's real quick in our notes, because I'm going to leave you on the cliffhanger for a second. Let's draw a quick picture. So to draw this, though, because we said we draw our tiles, check in your notes real quick, draw a small algebra mat. It's like, right, we should always have graph paper out. It can be the one from the previous day. It doesn't have to be. And actually, there's a little section for your learning log. For examples from class, you could put this right here, too, if you want. In your learning log, like little section right here. To draw a negative tile, you leave it open. Right? To draw a negative tile, you leave it open. And this is the opposite of -3. Or the opposite of -3. Yes. I mean, yeah, but as we start to see more and more of these situations, we do have a couple examples written down to remind us, like, oh yeah, that turns into this. So, like, I never force what you guys write down. If you choose, I'm not writing it down. I can't make you. But if later it bites you in the butt, I will say I told you so. I'll hold it against you.
That's fine. I don't mind. It's just Mrs. Freeman's like,
Whoa,
you write this down or you get it.
you guys love calling out your old teachers by name. Hope they never watch my videos.
They're gonna
Because
watch
those teachers are gonna watch my videos.
It's not our fault that you're a really good math teacher.
Whoa.
Sorry, this is
Yeah, it
very
is. It's
short.
100% your fault. It's the Phoenix students who have like helped me become the teacher that I am. When are we out of here? Unfair. I only have 10 more minutes with you guys.
Wait, what?
So, the opposite of -3. What does this actually? Well, if I drug these tiles across here, drag. If I drag, well, okay, guys, I teach math. If I drag these tiles across there, it would become +3. It would become +3. Guess what? The next one we're gonna do, you're gonna have to figure out on your own. So if this doesn't make sense, you should ask. My chair is loose, so I'm screwing in screws. What are you doing? You remind me of my friend Alex, who's currently living with us. Is that a good thing or not? I can't decide.
Who's currently what?
Our friend's brother is currently living with us because we have a house that's bigger than what we need. So like we'll let people crash with us, but like while they're looking for an apartment or whatever. And that's actually the kid that I was tutoring in math the other night because he's in college. So I got to brush off my old college math skills. So what if I gave you this image? It says it up there. That's -3. Because these are the negative tiles in the what it is space. Right? These are the negative tiles in the what it is space. These These are the positive tiles in the opposite of what it is, making it negative. But nope, wrong slide. But the negative in the opposite of the negatives would become positive. This is different than what I'm showing you. When we go here, this is different because this is negatives up top. Right? Negatives up top would stay negative. Let's do a couple. Let's do a couple. Grab 3 X's and 4 1s. Grab 3. Now remember, X's are the rectangles, not X squared, but X's. On. Hey, there are multiple right answers. Please don't fight with each other on this. Make A on your paper. Make A on your paper. Yes, Bryson, yes. Yes. Oh, by the way, have you drank your Gatorade? Your dad wanted me to make sure you drink your Gatorade because you're probably dehydrated. I texted him that he made some this morning. I was like, I think it's just a sleepover, but when she doesn't know, because if kids are ever potentially sick, those other parents know, okay, be aware. Your dad would just encourage you to drink your Gatorade.
Gosh.
Negative 3x and positive 4. There are multiple ways to do this. Now, the most straightforward way would only use part of your algebra mat. The most straightforward way to do this would only use part of your algebra mat.
How is this so stressful? Oh, gosh. How is this so stressful?
Chat with your neighbors, see if they agree that what you have is what it should be.
Okay, these are right.
I see some that are not quite right. So make sure we're checking with neighbors. If you don't have a neighbor, find somebody close.
I did it.
There we go.
Oh, your mat's just kind of small. I see. So you are fine, actually.
I'm being a bit silly for some reason. I cannot find one square.
Is random cards. And I even have you guys in the right, like, I fixed this with the schedule change. We're all in the right place.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah, so I saw people moving in the hallway. It freaked me out. All right, so shuffle these up because new week. Isaac, is my mat correct? If I was your partner, would you give me a thumbs up or be like, you need to tweak that? What did I goof up? Tell me what I could do to fix it. So slide them down. So this is now correct. So this is one option to show the opposite of 3x and positive 4. However, let me go back to my broken. This is wrong, right? Moss, is there a different way that I could fix this? Because this is goofed up.
First of all, with pass.
Totally fine. Adele? If I flip these over, this is, bless you, what it is, negative 3x, and what it is, 4. Who's got another way that you thought was creative? So this is correct now. Val?
You could flip the 1 tiles upside down and put them in the negative area.
So this would be negative 3x minus, or the opposite of, negative 4, and the opposite of negative, these would become positive. There are multiple ways to do this. Adele, I see you. Yeah? So you are teaching, or you're talking about what I'm teaching like a day or two from now. You're like ahead of us. So I don't know if I want to show it because that might confuse some people. Adele's 100% right. I can actually bring in more tiles. I can bring in extra tiles. Actually, as many as we want. So Adele's kind of hinting at where we're going from here. All right, try to build the next one. Actually, I want to see if we can all build exactly the same thing. I want you to build exactly what this says. Don't say it out loud, but I want you to build exactly what B is telling us.
I feel a little dumb.
So that first symbol out here, this is not minus because it's not minusing from anything, right? So we can't call that minus. It's negative or the opposite of, right? So we could say the opposite of what? Y and negative 2. The opposite of y and negative 2. But if I do that, what is the opposite of y?
Negative y.
Negative y. What's the opposite of negative 2?
2.
Positive 2. So this is also correct, but actually what that said to start is the opposite of y and negative 2. So this is also correct. I was just trying to see, could we all get the same thing potentially? You guys want to try D real fast? You can do it in a minute?
Yeah.
Try D, do it in a minute.
G golly.
No, D. D golly.
I got the wrong one.
Moss. Oh. The noise you made of like, man, he figured out how to slip in a dad joke.
You have to click the last.
I don't have to do anything.
You should.
You shall.
Oh, it died.
No.
Oh. Nope, I think it's dead. I didn't know if he was going to get to the laugh or not. All right, 5x. Don't say minus. The opposite of
I'm just gonna blow this up.
3 and negative 2x. 5x and the opposite of 3 and negative 2x, which would look like this.
Oh, I almost did it.
5x
Basically right.
and the opposite of 3 and negative 2x. Please put your tiles in the bag in the box, and that's the, there's no, I want a third, but there's nothing else. And your stuff in your binder. We need to work on the rhythmic, the cadence of the, put your tiles in your bag, and the bag in the box, and the papers in your binder, and your binder in your bag, and now it's a cycle, and now we got back to bag.
And then leave.
Hey, side note, you had a binder check in social studies today, right? And or it's coming at some point. And I have you keep a separate binder for math, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think I'm going to check your math binder at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Because that's a Phoenix thing. Organization is a life skill. Some people don't have enough of it. We need to help you. So if your math binder is already not getting the attention it deserves, take some time to do that. And then once everything is clipped in where it belongs, take your name tents with you, because I don't need them. In your, either math notes or graph paper. I mean, really anything can go in math notes, because it's like notes about your... Oh, I should have punched those. Yeah, okay, your expression mat, you may put in the pocket for today. I need to hole punch that. My bad. That was my fault. For today.
Yeah, mine was
Well, some of them back there were. There's normally one in every classroom too, guys. So yeah, you just stab it. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. It's your second Monday at Phoenix. Woo-woo.
I really enjoy.
Weren't you gonna tell people to like and subscribe?
This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow
I have to say it right into the microphone.
Well, the mic's there, but the camera's there.
Make sure you smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe.
So just a reminder, folks, how you properly hole punch your paper
Yeah.
is you take a pencil, you just stab it 3 times, then you shove it in your binder pocket. Have a good day.
This
All right, have a great day.